Good evening. My name is Leah Maher, and on behalf of Chanhassen High School's class of 2020 graduates, we would like to welcome you to the 10th commencement exercises of Chanhassen High School. We are Chan.
Galab wanaagsan, mag-ay maxawir kay Abdi. Maanta maxawir kalan jawiska o klaska lawatan ilawatan. Chanhassen High School maxaa furnay toman sana. Maxaa rabna kusudawatin. Unuka maxawir Chan.
晚上好，我叫蔡世安，仅代表 Chanhassen 高中2020年毕业生，欢迎您参加 Chanhassen 高中的第10届毕业典礼。We are Chan.
Knignium snap pipuan mapay kim sum swakam net mukam pitia sanya batluk deed up robasala Chanhassen. We are Chan.
नमस्कार, चैनहैसन उच्च विद्यालय के 2020 ग्रेजुएट्स की तरफ से हम आपका 10वीं कमेंसमेंट कार्यक्रम में स्वागत करते हैं।
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Mauricio Cepeda y en el nombre de los graduados del Chanhassen High School clase 2020 nos gustaría darle la bienvenida al 10º comenzamiento graduación de Chanhassen High School. Somos Chan.
Good evening. My name is Dick Unger and I have the honor of serving as the principal of Chanhassen High School. It is my pleasure to welcome you, members of the graduating class, District 112 staff, Superintendent Christopher, representatives of the Board of Education, parents, relatives, and friends to Chanhassen High School's 10th commencement exercises. Before we begin with our addresses this evening, I'd like to first thank our student musicians and their directors for sharing their talents with us. Senior members of our concert choir and symphonic winds, under the direction of Ms. Sarah Gilbertson and Mr. Paul Swanson, coordinated a virtual piece for us tonight. Thank you all for those efforts. It wouldn't be the same without your performances. All right, everybody, without further ado, let's get started. We're here to celebrate you, the Chanhassen High School class of 2020.
Greetings, my name is Cullen Bond and I have the privilege of serving as Assistant Principal and Athletic Director at Chanhassen High School. Class of 2020, congratulations. Thank you for representing Chanhassen High School and all the best in future endeavors. Today I have the pleasure of introducing our first student speaker for the 2020 Chanhassen Storm Commencement Ceremony. Our first speaker spent her entire life here in Chanhassen and only a few blocks away from the high school. She has 2 younger brothers, Ben and Hayden, and a mini golden doodle named Penny, who she describes as the cutest. Her favorite foods are mac and cheese and coffee, just not at the same time. Our speaker is constantly on the go, whether studying, working as a lifeguard, volunteering in our community, or participating in clubs, activities, and athletics at Chanhassen High School. And she does it all with a positive attitude and always gives her best. Her teachers and coaches describe her as a very hardworking, passionate person who is so friendly and welcoming to make everyone feel valued. One example of her work ethic would be this summer. She didn't have anything to do Spanish related and see Spanish as a passion of hers. So instead, she started to learn French through Northern Star and has continued that through her senior year. Her positivity and perseverance are characteristics that will play a bright role in her future. Her future plans are to attend Macalester College in St. Paul, where she will major in Spanish and psychology. She's very grateful for the positive influences she's had in her life from her teachers, coaches, classmates, friends, and her parents. She will always remember these values that she's gained through her experiences at Chanhassen High School. Her speech is titled Moments of Gratitude, as she wants each graduate to reflect on their high school experience from a place of gratitude. It is my pleasure to introduce the daughter of Christina Smith and Christopher Vernier. Ladies and gentlemen, the exceptional Miss Lily Vernier.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lily Vernier, and I'm honored to be speaking on behalf of my graduating class. I would like to start out by giving a huge thank you to the administration, teachers, friends, and family who are here tonight to celebrate and support the class of 2020. Wow, we really went out with a bang. This last semester was quite the surprise for everyone, I can imagine. No prom, no decision day, no sports. Instead, we had social distancing and remote learning. We adapted accordingly, but given this, it is understandable to be disappointed. But is that really the sum of our high school experience? Instead, this last semester has been formative. It has left its mark. In the words of Anthony Bourdain, as you move through this life and this world, you change things slightly. You leave marks behind, however small, and in return, life leaves marks on you. Most of the time, those marks, on your body or on your heart, are beautiful, often though they hurt. Last semester hurt. It's okay to acknowledge that, but let's instead focus on the beautiful marks left on our lives in each of our journeys to adulthood. Let's reflect on these journeys from a place of gratitude. We have much to be grateful for. I would like to share a few moments of gratitude, times that have left a mark on my heart. While they are personal to me, you may be able to relate. To our parents, we are grateful for the abundance of support and lessons that are impossible to count. So we thank you for every car ride to practice, for all the support during late-night crying sessions, always over homework, and for the time and effort put into shaping us into who we are today. It has not gone unnoticed. Thank you for always letting us be ourselves, always supporting our passions, individuality, and even our wardrobe choices, which at times were questionable. Our parents have not just provided support and endless love, but also encouragement to be our best selves. I will never forget a specific Tuesday in April of my sophomore year when I was far from my best self. My mom was driving me to school, and we had gotten in a disagreement. As we pulled into the busy high school parking lot, I may or may not have called her a name while getting out of the car. Clearly, this was not the right choice. Just when I thought it was over, she had jumped out of the car in her pink fuzzy slippers, and I knew I had crossed the line. Let's just say I haven't forgotten where that line is since. Although these lessons are not taught the same way, we have all received them. They have left beautiful marks on our hearts. To our teachers, we are grateful to each of you. You have each left your marks on our hearts and journeys to adulthood. Thank you. You see in each of us potential that we do not even see in ourselves. In my case, I am forever grateful for my Spanish teachers, Profe Gilness, Profe Tomlinson, Profe Flug, and Profe Kading. They opened my heart and my mind to other cultures, viewpoints, and new possibilities. While we all have taken different academic paths, our teachers have been with us every step of the way, guiding, encouraging, and inspiring us, leaving a mark on our hearts. To our friends and family, we are grateful to have been taught that life is and should be fun. Life is to be lived and not taken too seriously. We are all here today because we have invested valuable time, energy, and focus to reach the goal of our high school graduation. Along the way, we connected and made memories. Memories of bonfires, homecomings, proms, sports, clubs, and friends. Moments we should be grateful for. Most importantly, I think we all remember we beat Chaska in football twice our freshman year. Go Storm! We won't remember every class we took, paper we wrote, or projects completed. We will, however, remember the friends we've made and the times we have shared together. More beautiful marks on our hearts. To the class of 2020, I am grateful for the time we have shared together. Some of us have been together since kindergarten, while some of us have just been together for the last year. Regardless, we have bonded. We all bring a wealth of perspectives and experiences. We all make the class of 2020 better. As we go our separate ways, we take with us a shared experience. We have left marks on each other's hearts. This class, this time, this graduation. The last thing I'm grateful for is Trolls. Yes, the animated movie, Trolls. With Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake, it's a great film. The small, colorful creatures who live in a perpetual state of happiness, singing, dancing, hugging, and having fun all day. The movie is built around the theme that happiness can be found within. Within each of us, We all have a mark on our hearts and happiness that comes from moments of gratitude. I would like each of you to close your eyes and think about something from your journey that you are grateful for. I would like you to take these moments of gratitude with you as we continue on our journey. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2020.
Good evening, and congratulations to the gutsy class of 2020. My name is Jim Squareengine, and I have the privilege of serving as the Assistant Principal and Activities Director at Chanhassen High School. One of the highest honors in high school education is to be chosen by the seniors themselves to give the faculty address at graduation. It attests to the impact that the speaker has made on the students and the quality of the relationship he or she has forged in the classroom. The unique value of that relationship is no more evident than now, when we have all been deprived of so much daily human contact. The Chanhassen High School class of 2020 has selected Mr. Jim Fedge as their faculty speaker. Mr. Fedge has been an English teacher for 16 years and a speech coach for 27. Along with having taught 9th and 11th grade English, as well as AP Lang, he has the honor of being named a 4-diamond coach by the National Speech and Debate Association, meaning that he has coached student speakers to over 60,000 competitive points in 20-plus years of coaching. Among those are 25 state champions, 5 of them at Chanhassen High School, and 15 national champions, 4 of those at Chan. He has the unique distinction, in my experience, of being the only teacher we have ever interviewed that students lobbied to have hired. When we were looking for a new English teacher in the summer of 2010, 3 speech captains came to my office and insisted, "Hey, we got to hire this guy." I'm delighted to introduce our guy and this year's faculty speaker, Mr. Jim Fedge.
Thank you for the honor of speaking to you. I often tell people that my senior year was the weirdest transition of my life. Well, I think you got everybody beat there in this case. Usually there's all these ceremonies and banquets and open houses and all this stuff that happens to help you transition, and most of that is gone, including what I think is the most important thing, a chance for proper goodbyes. And yet here we are anyway, at the end. At my home, last couple of months, we got very philosophical. We wound up talking a lot about ends, the ends of things, not just the end of the school or the end of the pandemic, but the end of anything. So here is a hiking boot that I have had for a couple of years. What will be the end of this hiking boot? I said to my family. Will I lose it or donate it or toss it? I have no idea. How very, very deep and mysterious. Here is a pencil that I have had for 34 years. There's a story there, but not for today. I offered hypotheses on the end of this pencil. This all felt very, very deep at the time. And then my kids make this sweeping gesture around the room and say, "Daddy, absolutely everything here will end. The kitchen table, our new dog, the last chocolate chip cookie, the house, the whole neighborhood as we know it, all of us wiped out." And I was like, yeah, God, I was just talking about a pencil, but yeah. And then my daughter eats the cookie and demonstrates free will over fate. One problem with ends is that they rarely look how we think they're going to look. Case in point, empty auditorium. Even during normal times, stuff doesn't end the way that we think it's going to end. And even though that this might all turn out to be a great story for you and your kids, I can imagine like in 2040, you guys are getting together and having a blast at not a class reunion, but for prom with a theme of better late than never, where you bring yearbooks you never got to sign, because you could still do that when you're 38, why not? But in the here and now, these are not the ends that you envisioned. Those visions died. The vision of walking across the stage, the vision of walking across the stage, proud to be the first in your family, heading off to college. And when something dies, you have to grieve it. If you don't get to do the regular transition stuff, but you still have to transition, you've got to grieve it and move on, which I'm sure many of you have been doing. The vision of your fall might need to be grieved and replaced as well. So I don't have any great wisdom to impart here, but I do have an observation to share about what I call the alternate universe that we're living in right now. In May of my high school junior year, a friend of mine took his life. He was a well-known guy. He taught me how to fold a paper airplane. And what I remember most, though, was that all these kids, for like 2 weeks, were just thrown into this alternate universe. And in this alternate universe, some people got really talky, and some people got quiet, and some people got angry, and some people made inappropriate jokes, because you know that always happens. Time became an abstraction. School felt irrelevant. People struggled to make sense of things, but we all had one thing in common. Everybody, on a very human level, became raw and accessible. Kids talked about what mattered in life, but only for like 2 weeks. And then the alternate universe faded. It's the same pattern when anybody close to us dies. We shift into this alternate universe for a while. I was in French class in 1986 when the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded, and suddenly the whole nation was in an alternate universe. The shuttle blew up. What does this mean for our country? The entire autumn after 9/11 was an alternate universe. I was in gym class, age 11, when my elementary school principal announced that President Reagan had been shot outside the Washington Hilton Hotel. Immediate alternate universe. All the kids were distressed because all the adults were distressed. And I didn't understand at the time that they were all flashing back to the alternate universes that they were thrown into after JFK and Martin Luther King were killed. Another story about Reagan. A decade later, I got to see him in person. He was 4 years out of office, and I saw him at a convention in Las Vegas accepting this broadcasting award. And just as he starts talking to the crowd, this random shouting guy runs right at him, rams into him. Reagan's 81 at the time. Grabs Reagan's award made of crystal, raises it up over his head, and smashes it against the podium, and then, of course, gets pummeled by the Secret Service and dragged off. And all this just happens just like that, and boom, it's over. Total shock in the room. And I realized later, as I tried to process that in the space of 4 seconds, 300 strangers in this ballroom, regardless of their politics, were all launched into the same alternate universe where we all shared the same profound fear. We thought we were about to witness the assassination of a president. Suddenly, we weren't convention attenders anymore. We were just fellow humans, terrified and made vulnerable by this common experience. This pandemic is an alternate universe on steroids. It just keeps going. It is like everybody's sitting in chairs, and then this horrible music starts playing, and everybody has to get up and move around in this massive circle, waiting for the music to stop so they can sit in a chair again and feel normal, but the music just keeps going. This pandemic is like the longest and biggest and worst game of musical chairs ever played. My observation about alternate universes is this. Most of the time in life, things just don't change. But these are the rare times when real changes can happen. Both good and bad changes, equal opportunity. It's like the alternate universe gives us a free pass to reevaluate what's important to us, to do things you'd never do in normal times, to help people without needing an excuse to do so, which is great because humans just do better when we serve others instead of ourselves. This alternate universe will fade, but for now, if you choose to recognize it, and not everybody does. Some people don't like to process times like this. That's fine. There's a quick fix. Just turn up your volume on your favorite device. But if you want to recognize it, you can actually change how you're going to do life. Last thing is this, I am big on proper goodbyes. They are important for transition. So, class of 2020, whether you felt connected to this school or not at all, some people, this last 2 months, best thing that could ever happen, or high school was just something to get through. On behalf of your instructors, leaders, coaches, counselors, the devoted staff in the Media Center, shout out to Connie Nuss. The diligent people staffing the offices, shout out to Emily Matron. The hardworking people who fed you, the tireless people who are still keeping the building clean, the veterans who are retiring, the dear staff we are stunned to lose. On behalf of Officer Bob and Markel, two guys just seeing them makes your day because you believe that when they see you that it made their day. And on behalf of our administration, shout out to one of the most kind-hearted principals you will ever meet, now in his last days at Chan, Mr. Dick Unger, whose last mission was to create as meaningful a departure as possible for you guys. On behalf of all those people, plus this guy, we hope that you will take something useful from this place, though you might not know what that is yet. Thank you for your time, and goodbye.
Class of 2020, as you probably know already, there is another person preparing to graduate from Chanhassen High School today. Just about 15 years ago from this very day, I met a younger, slimmer, and gray-hairless Dick Unger when he rushed into the principal's office at Chaska High School one stormy July morning. It was the summer of 2005, and Chaska was undergoing multiple construction projects that would become their Purple House, activities entrance, and auxiliary gym. I had just started as an assistant principal, leaving North Minneapolis for the career opportunities of the Southwest Metro, and was looking forward to a comparatively quiet professional existence. In burst Dick Unger, energetic, excited, and for the moment, running at DEFCON 1. The mound of dirt excavated to build the activities entrance was dissolving under a torrential downpour and flooding the old gym. Dick needed help dealing with the deluge. He recruited brand new assistant principal David Brecht, brand new head principal Paul McMahon, and me, all of us in our first month at Chaska, and off we raced for the gym. High tide was rolling in when we got there. Wave after wave of water was rolling across the wood floor, and at the top of the gym, where 4 doors led into Chaska's top-loading bleachers, geysers of muddy sludge were spewing in under the door sills and down the back wall. Now, accuse me of hyperbole if you like, but Dick and I were a lot younger and fleet of foot back then. We climbed the makeshift rungs of the folded bleachers like a pair of commandos and tried to dam the leaking wall with towels tossed to us from below. In the end, we managed to plug the breaches, redirect the channels of mud shooting at the side of the building, and Western civilization was saved that day. Seniors, you learn volumes about other people in the midst of an emergency when fast action, ingenuity, and selflessness are called for. My introduction to Dick Unger came when lesser people would have shrugged their shoulders and said, "What can I do?" Or, "That's not my job." Or, "I can't be expected to stop a flood." Lesser people say things like that all the time. Not Dick Unger. There are 3 facets of Mr. Unger's leadership that will serve all of us well in our futures, whether you're 18 or 58. I've watched him practice these repeatedly over the past 15 years, and they go like this. Number 1, serve others. Leadership positions are not designed to celebrate yourself, but to empower others to create the best organization or community that they can. If you're thinking about your own accolades or salary or power, you're in leadership for the wrong reasons. Number 2, lead with joy. I can't tell you how many times when I've been contagiously tense about some challenge or setback, Dick would break the tension with a quip or a joke, usually some one-liner that would remind me to laugh in the face of adversity. Never let responsibility kill your joy. And number 3, give your power away. Find people who are good at what they do, better than you would be yourself in their position, and let them run with their passion and expertise. We're better when we are all empowered to make creative and principled decisions. Dick's mantra from the day I met him until today has been, what's best for kids? Every decision he's made throughout his career has run through that very demanding filter, whether he was a teacher, a dean, an athletic director, an assistant principal, or the head principal of Chanhassen High School. And don't kid yourselves, being captain of this ship ain't all gravy. Head principal of an American high school is a job that will find your weaknesses, and it will find them fast. In Dick's case, a failed referendum, resulting budget cuts, and a sneaky virus shutting down the entire school required him to lay off teachers and support staff, cancel a host of senior celebrations, and work apart from his colleagues. He never complained about it, but I know it was excruciating for him. He was a pivotal architect of this enterprise we call Chanhassen High School, and discharging valiant members of his crew and leading over a laptop computer hurt him deeper than most people will know. As he prepares to retire, I want to thank Dick for his service, his friendship, for teaching me how to be a better principal and how to serve others better. I'm going to miss him. For 15 years, he's always been just down the hall. Now there's going to be a big old hole where he used to be. Thank you.
What's your story? What's your plan? Where you going to? Where do you stand? In this moment, take a chance. Feel the light shine down. Live your life out loud. You can dance. Hear the laughter in the air. Let your voice be heard if you dare.
Good evening. My name is Erin Swoboda, and I am honored to serve as the assistant principal in charge of academics at Chanhassen High School. As we gather to celebrate you as a class, I want each of you to be sure to take the time to celebrate this moment as an individual. Recognize what it means to you and appreciate the journey. This year has been filled with uncertainty, but this moment is certain. Enjoy it, celebrate it, and cherish it. Tonight, I have the distinct privilege of introducing our second student speaker, Robert Wichterman. Robert is the son of Charles and April Wichterman and the brother of Madeline. Robert wants to thank his many wonderful friends and family, and specifically his grandpa, Jim McCracken, for telling him so many lovely jokes his whole life. He also wants to thank his theater directors, Jim Lund, Lori Constable, Anna Hickey-Fotis, as well as his teacher, Jim Feggi, for their guidance throughout the years. Robert is the captain of the Chanhassen speech team. He has been in several theater productions and hopes to pursue a career in filmmaking. He will be attending the University of Minnesota Twin Cities in the fall. Robert's speech is entitled, "The Best Medicine."
All right. Friends, family, peers, Minnesotans, Americans, carbon-based life forms, that guy. It's great to be here in front of you all at beautiful Grace Church. Oh, there you are. It's good to see you, class of 2020. You're all just looking so cute. You know, we've been through quite a bit. The ACT, college applications, forgetting to sign into Flex, getting caught bringing Chick-fil-A in during Flex, the quad, and of course, over these past few months, that awful video of Gal Gadot. Do you guys know the one where the celebrities sing Imagine and every single one of them is in a different key? I mean, anyways. I love this school. You know, Chanhassen High School is truly one of a kind. Built in 2009 on a literal swamp, it serves as a testament to the strength of human ingenuity. The swamp actually tried to eat our football field a few years ago, and did we let it? Heck no. Not today, Shrek. Hail to the victors. You know, there would probably be more applause and there. Before we move on, I want to first thank some people, and really it's just one group. I want to thank each and every single educator in this district for adjusting to meet the needs of the students, bending over backwards to create lesson plans to brighten our minds. And in the same breath, I'd like to make a formal apology for putting off those assignments and binge-watching Breaking Bad for the third time on Netflix. I'm sure you all have similar regrets. Now let's get serious for a second. This is the part where I'm supposed to give you advice, you know, the old But this is where I was at a crossroads. I wish I could tell you to, you know, follow your dreams, which might make you applaud ferociously in your living room, but I haven't followed my dreams, and that advice would seem inauthentic. I could tell you to never procrastinate, but come on, that would be hypocritical, to say the least. I want to tell you advice that I believe in, you know, some advice that I actually have experience with. Being funny. And you're probably saying, Robbie, you're so handsome, intelligent, and humble, just really awesome guy, please bear my child. But that's the dumbest advice I've ever heard. Not everyone can be funny, and if they are, it's just with their friends, and not every opportunity has a chance for a joke, Robbie. And this is the part where I tell you that you're wrong. I think that the greatest thing that I did throughout my high school career wasn't the multiple speech awards, sorry, but it was really the way I tried to slip a joke into everywhere I could with teachers. An email, a paper, a conversation with a teacher, even a little funny doodle on the side of a math test. Boom, surprise, a joke. And while that may sound like me being an idiot, which it totally is, let me let you in on a little secret. This gives you major cred. And if you don't believe me, I contacted an anonymous English teacher and asked what his reaction would be to someone making a joke in a paper. His response, and I quote, "Thank God." And if I can do it, so can you. You know, the hard thing about it is humor is a risk. I mean, I just took a risk a few minutes ago with that swamp joke, and it would not be hard for Officer Bob to take me down. But the point is, it's a risk. But when it pays off, you can get trust, credibility, and best case scenario, make someone laugh. And oh boy, is that the best part. Now today, I have one last assignment for you. I want you to tell someone a joke. And then I want you to sit in that moment and realize that you've just made someone genuinely laugh. You've just made someone's day that much better. And now you're probably still thinking, Robbie, you're so cool and remind me of Timothy Chalamet a little bit, but why does jokes even matter? Well, I'll tell you this. I keep thinking about this quote by humorist legend Charlie Chaplin. We think too much and feel too little. As students, we are told to always be thinking. And is this a bad thing? Of course not. But we as a collective need to find a way to strike a balance between figuring out how the world works and experiencing the world around us. It'd be like working our entire lives to build up a fortune and never spending it. Sucking all the marrow out of life, carpe diem, or however you want to phrase experiencing life, can be done by telling jokes. Because humor is a truly remarkable way to connect to your fellow human. It's a way to take humanity and this world, put it on a pedestal and say, this ain't so bad. But if you haven't noticed, we are surrounded by quite a bit of bad. Stress, anxiety, politics, pandemics, wars, racism, sexism, homophobia, killer bees. I mean, did anyone else hear about the killer bees? I digress. To take all of that and put it away for a second and tell a joke, hear a joke, and maybe extend that reach beyond our inner circles, it can really change everything, because right now, more than ever, we need kindness, compassion, and tolerance over hate, ignorance, and intolerance. Humor might just be our answer. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Graduating class of 2020, congratulations on completing your education at Chanhassen High School. You will be remembered as that class, the one that finished their senior year of high school adding new terms to their vocabulary like COVID-19, social distancing, personal protective equipment, and flattening the curve. But you are, as a group, more than that. So very, very much more than that. You are future doctors, servers, accountants, scientists, firefighters, law enforcement officers, soldiers, construction workers, teachers, and perhaps even a school principal. I hear there's an opening not far from here. When I look back on this year, I will, of course, like all of you, remember the pandemic. A pandemic that pushed us all to discover new ways to connect and stay connected with people we love. Keep that skill. Connections with your family and friends can help you get through anything in life. But what I will also remember about this class is your persistence. You never quit. Oh, sure, you may have grumbled a little bit, cursed under your breath about receiving a pre-recorded message about not logging on to Google Classroom, or perhaps even sent Mr. Unger one or two angry emails. I do forgive you, Timothy Coonan. But together, we made it here to celebrate your graduation tonight. I'll also remember your resiliency. You've had to be resilient. You were given no choice. Nothing has gone the way any of us had planned. As Lily pointed out earlier in her speech, we had no prom, no spring sports or activities. We've altered every traditional senior celebration and event, and as we all remember, or maybe learned tonight, somewhere along the line we survived the fact that our football field was swallowed by the swamp. Hail to the victor indeed, young man. Even graduation itself is different this year. Sure, we're missing out on a lot of the traditional pieces of graduation, but we are, through our persistence and resiliency, creating new ways to celebrate together. Persistence and resiliency, two traits that you will be remembered for and that will serve you well throughout your life. Class of 2020, our school community owes you a big congratulations and, more importantly, a huge thank you. Mr. Ross, as principal of Chanhassen High School, and on behalf of the faculty and staff who have had the privilege of working with these students, it is my honor to present to you and the school board of the schools of Eastern Carver County the graduating class of 2020 for the awarding of their diplomas. They have successfully met all requirements set forth by the Minnesota Department of Education and the Board of Education of Eastern Carver County Schools.
Welcome, Storm Nation. Hello, graduates, friends, and family. It's an honor to be here today and have the opportunity to celebrate the accomplishments of the graduating class of 2020. As the chair of the school board, I could not be prouder. Graduates, today marks a significant event in each of your lives. For today, you achieve one of the few things in life that can never be taken away, no matter the highs, the lows, or wherever life takes you. You invested in yourself. You put in the time and energy to earn your degree, and it's truly yours forever. This is a time to be proud, a time to pause and reflect on what you've achieved, and a time to be excited about what lies in front of you. Don't ever stop learning, whether formally or informally. Superintendent Christopher, fellow board members, faculty, staff, friends, and family, on behalf of the School Board of Independent School District 112 and the schools of Eastern Carver County, I am proud to accept the class of 2020 for the awarding of their diplomas. Congratulations to you and your families. We wish you the best as you continue on your life's journey.
In a few seconds, each student in the graduating class of 2020 will have a photo in their cap and gown displayed on the screen, signifying their graduation from high school. It is the culmination of 13 years of education captured in one brief and special moment. This is where I usually request that everyone hold their applause until the end of graduation so that everyone can have their special moment for themselves and their families. But since you guys are at home, sitting around with your family and friends, feel free to celebrate as loudly as you like.
Jenna Joanne Ablett, Fuad Awad Abdallah, Rukia Mirjan Abdi, Fadimo Muhammad Abdullahi, Cullen Edward Adams, Isabel Sophia Ahrens, Erica Kathleen Aiken, Muse Awil Ali, Juan Rolando Alvarez, Brody John Amrine, Bryn Noel Anderson, Brian Andre Arenas, Emma Claire Arlt, Donald Curtis Armstrong, Lillian Marie Armstrong, Ishita Aurora, Megan Mary Aschenbrenner, Sarah Jane Aschenbrenner, Leah Rose Baker, Cassandra Paktra Bang, Gabriela Barrero Pujol,
Sophia Ann Becker, Elizabeth Ann Bennett, Jacob Ethan Benz,
Connor Michael Behrens, Ryan Jacob Berg, Cecilia Anna Berggren, Madison Shea Bird, John Matson Bjorlin, Alexis Therese Block, Ella Rose Bloomquist, Joshua Jacob Bodmer, Caitlin Morgan Bogenreef, Madison Kristen Bogenreef, Macy Page Borth, Noah Jack Borwej, Kyle Guanhong Brechko, Olivia Ann Breitling, Eleanor Claire Brown, Evan Anthony Brown,
Lillian Rose Brown, Paige Elise Bisgins, Kyle James Buffton, Peter Nicholas Carlson, Joseph Robert Kars, Lucas John Casey, Cindy Katie Chow, Carissa Rosalie Chum, Alyssa Lynn Chilson, Briley Ann Christopher, Benjamin Lim Chua, Drew Robert Clements, Timothy James Coonan, Nelson Henry Cole, Gabriel Thomas Conkey, Carly Elizabeth Connolly, Sydney Limay Cook, Lauren K. Kukal, Madeline May Coolidge, Jacqueline Wendy Costello, Aaliyah Autumn Cox, Ana Maria Carmenita Crespo, Margaret Bell Curtis, Sydney Rachel Curtis, Kaylin Benjamin Cusick, Erin Christine Dahl, Nathaniel Aaron Dalby, Cody Allen Dolan, Jaden Lee Danielson, Tyler Seth Davidson, Callahan Stephen Davis, Joshua Stephen Davis, Ryan Keller de Benedetto, Matthew William Detienne, Spencer Michael Deacon, Adam James Diekman, Laura Marie Dirks, Parker William Dietz,
Jacob Charles Dorian, Joshua Paul Dorian, Joseph Michael Dorway, Samantha Ray Dragos, Blake Michael Drazen, Alexander Nicholas Dewey, Emma Magdalena Duffing, Courtney May Dunkelberger, Alexia Rose Dunsmore, Sydney Lauren Divig, Haley Marie Ellefson, Alyssa Joy Erickson, Harley Ann Erlinson, Olivia Lee Evangelista, Sophia Christine Evans, Tate Allen Evan, Caitlin Elizabeth Ferguson, Samuel Nicholas Fisher, Lucas Trey Flowers, Claire Elizabeth Vogt, Caden Jesse Juliet Forneris, Garrett Jerome Forsyth, Haley Elizabeth Franzen, Victoria Maria Fraser, Grace Emilia Gallagher, Alexandra Kelly Gannon, Thomas John Gans, Blake Henry Garrison, Ryan Kroger Gates, Sydney Danielle George, Benjamin Carl Garraby, Bo Wyatt Gibb, Luke Michael Gitson, Thomas Anders Good, Addison Laurel Gould, Joel Michael Grabner, Akira Rose Granberry, Kyra Jane Grinberg, Julia Diane Gronholz,
Ashley Christine Groves, Riley Paige Goldberg, Annabelle Amelia Honey Gustafson, Kalia Joe Haas, Shay Elizabeth Haley, Abdul Qadir Hamza Haji, Megan Ann Hackinson, Adam Thomas Hamburg, Catherine Elizabeth Hamburg, Nathan Edward Hamilton, Elizabeth Lauren Hammers, Sydney Jordan Hardeck, William Reed Harmdierks, Caroline Gertrude Harrer, Rindy Morgan Hart, Jocelyn Michael Hartman, Madeline Grace Hawley, Chloe Bernadette Hebert, Brenna Grace Heelan, Evan Matthew Hedgeness, Andrew Ray Highland, Nathan Alexander Heinen, Tricia Mary Heeman, Emily Ann Hewitt, Ryan Douglas Hill, Chloe Morgan Hins, Jacob Dylan Halashik, Hunter Logan Holcomb, Hayden Scott Hull, Maya Elizabeth Houghton, Thomas James Hubbard, Jack Matthew Hudnut, Isabella Grace Hudson, Hannah Joy Ishii, Riley Scott Jackson, Gunnar Douglas Jacobson, Simon Curtis Jacobson, Riley Anne Marie John, Sarah Catherine James, Andrew Noble Johnson,
Ethan Sebastian Johnson, Braden Dakota James Johnston, Taylor Nicole Jones, Reed Aaron Jose, Nadine Joy Joseph, Derek Todd Judding, Jacob Mitchell Kaiser, Theodore Lee Kakasik, Jake Linus Collins, Jordan Ailey Callio, Mason James Calvoda, Anna Rebecca Kassenbaum, Alyssa Anatoly Katane, Nicholas James Kaufman, Blake Matthew Koffold, Anna Marjorie Kelly, Cameron Ann Kern, Stephen Andrew Kerr, Jacob Franklin Kinch, Joseph David Kirschner, Thomas James Klinger, Simon James Knaus, Grace Roselle Knutson, Lara Jean Koch, Lydia Ray Cordanowi, Peyton Michael Kraus, Ethan Jacob Kramer, Caleb Michael Kretzinger, Greta Joy Kretzinger, Jackson Kirk Lakoski, Maxwell Randall Lakoski, Shay William Lawler, Jennifer Page Lamson, Andrew Kasemchai Laupom, Isabel Shannon Lawn, Turner David Laxon, Lucinda Marie Leatherman, Julia Rand Lacey Lindahl, Camille Helena Lem, Garrett John Lindquist,
Zach Michael Long, Marina Lopez Rosas, Ethan Scott Lorenz, Kyle Mark Lobser, Paige Autumn Lewick, Grace Lee Lynch, Ryan Thomas Lynch, Riley Catherine Lyons, Leah Chrisanne Maher, Andrew Willis Mulkey, Amina Malsinovic, Vincent Robert Manuel, Madeline Renee Maravili, Samuel Anthony Marone, Jacob Randall Marvin, Ellen Grace Matson, Jordan Nicole Matson, Charlotte Elizabeth Moss, Matthew Quello Moss, William Joseph Mouse, Benjamin Quinn McDonald, Macy Lorraine McGinley, Adelaide Shea McGinnis, Kate Lauren McKinney, Austin Stephen McMahon, Madison Lee Meir,
Maria Amelia Merchan Mascazo,
Aaron Riley Mercury, Sophia Joan Merrill, Cassandra Rose Miller, Danielle Margaret Miller, Mackenzie Ray Miller, Megan Elizabeth Miller, Emily Jean Miner, Lucas William Mishi, Nicholas David Moen, Daniel Joseph Monahan, Benjamin Grant Morrison, Ellie Margaret Mortensen, Grant Edward Moser,
Jacob Michael Roscoe, Morgan May Munch, Elizabeth Genevieve Murphy, Aislinn Elizabeth Murray, Joseph Dale Mussel, Cole Jason Nelson, Dane Isaac Nelson, Hannah Marie Nelson, Jack Kelly Nemitz, Christian Jacob Daniel Newhouse, Taylor Ann Newville, Noah Thomas Nielsen, Noah Sartain Nicewander, Dylan Thomas Nilsson, Jaden Mackenzie Niska, Jake Ronald Norby, Megan Jean Notham, Benjamin Michael O'Connor, Colby Gerald Olson, Thomas Bernard Olson, Benjamin Lee Olin, Emily Dawn Otterdahl, Emma Olivia Oyen, Layla Lucy Osdenak, Hannah Clarice Payne, Catherine Grace Payne, Ben Murray Parker, Zachary Scott Paulson, Maxwell David Peterson, Alex Anthony Perez, Alexandra Catherine Perry, Guy Allen Hirschman, Ashley Carolyn Peters, Carly Rose Peterson,
Kyle Luke Peterson,
Benjamin James Peterson, Elizabeth May Peterson, Victor David Poinar, Alexander John Pullman, Lily Camille Porthan,
Devin Lee Powell, Connor Jonathan Powell, Megan Ann Price, Brittany Claire Kwashnick, Caitlin D. Rademacher, Benjamin Gregor Romler, Thomas Jonathan Ramsey, Jacob Robert Rasmussen, Zechariah Daniel Wraith, Laurel Alice Rao, Nathan Carl Reed, David James Reisenauer, William Henry Reisenauer, Emily Ray Renner, Alexandra Marie Rederath, Olivia Rose Reigert, Eliana Bryn Rimerida, Olivia Analoro Renzel, Ellie Elizabeth Robbins, Catherine Elizabeth Rockford, Grace Miriam Rodman, Ethan Jason Rudd, Carter David Ruig, Gregory Scott Ryan, Eric Daniel Sabo, Nestor Daniel Sanchez Ortiz, Alexandra Mary Santini, Jack Robert Schaefer, Nicholas Michael Scheller, Kylie Brialis Schendel, Alyssa Ann Sherbing, Caden James Shermer, Zachary Gary Schultz, Emma Evelyn Schumann, Mason Emmett Schwartz, Hunter Reed Schwimmer, McKenna Rose Sieberlich, Evan Alexander Sr., Oswaldo Daniel Serrano Savelos,
Cole Raymond Severson, Helena Marie Shelby, Michaela Marie Shelley, Adam James Shermack, Greta Elizabeth Shreve, Adam Clayton Sibley, Abraham Emilio Silva, Noah Giuseppe Silva, Lily Lene Skelsky, Landon Edward Smith, Sawyer Nathan Smith, Zoe Sharon Smith, Lauren Tracy Snader, Sydney Noel Soto, Sabrina Rose Spiteri, Maxwell Michael Splett, Rachel Lynn Stalick, Zoe Alyssa Steffen, Nathan Craig Steibel, Vanessa Rose Steele, Lucas Samuel Stolt, Drew Thomas Strand, Peyton Landry Stromer, Jacob Connor Sugarman, Cormac Francis Sweeney, Drew Arlen Switowski, Disha Takar, Autumn Rose Taney, Madison Ann Thomas, Parker Gordon Thomas, Madison Daisy Domes, Danielle Jill Thompson, Ryan David Thorne, Patrick Joseph Tierney, Tori Elizabeth Tollefson, Ryan Patrick Traxler, Thomas Trin, Lily Grace Tugwell, Brady Michael Tyler,
Catherine Mary Valentine, Jason Michael Van Boosken, McKenna May Vandervoot, Harley Grace Van Nerden, Jack Kenneth Van Nerden, Michelle Vences, Lily Jacqueline Werner, Tori Baker Viciola, Sophia Esther Vivas, Derek Christopher Van Ruden, Eleanor Grace Wagner, Elijah Bridget Wagner, Madison Lynn Waldron, Taylor Marie Walther, Courtney Marie Whedon, Ryan Michael Wellner, Madeline Noel Welton, Austin Miles West, Julia Ray Westholder, Joshua Andrew Wynett, Robert James Wichterman, Zachary Dean Wilder, Aiden Gregory Wellham, Jake Irving Williams, Stephanie Marie Williams, Jack Douglas Willis, Natalie Marie Wilson, Caleb Dean Wurtzfeld, Aaron Joseph Worm, Sophia Catherine Uhas, Isabel Marie Zaski, Courtney Anna Zelke, Chloe Alexandra Zeller, Mauricio Alfredo Zapata.
Class of 2020, please take a moment, wherever you are, to thank those who are with you tonight, those who have supported you over the past 13 years, your parents, siblings, friends, and extended family. It's time, guys. Time to prepare for that age-old tradition of tossing our caps into the air. Let me suggest that you move outside from your living room for this. Remember, all of you, please be careful. I know it's tempting to look up and watch that cap soar through the air, but be careful not to get hit in the eye because those mortar bores are a real killer. Parents, you're going to want to get your cameras ready because you don't want to miss this photo op. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduated class of 2020 from Chanhassen High School. We wish you the best in your life's journey and congratulations to all of you.